What can they do effectively to, in a way, contribute towards the world peace?
Well, they actually can do a lot. Unfortunately, they are a little bit scared of the United States. If they do something that is not approved by the United States, then all kinds of actions and pressures will be applied on them. They will be facing sanctions and the like, and maybe even the US market would be closed to them. That is especially relevant for Malaysia, which is an exporter of goods to the US. 20% of our exports is taken up by the US, and if we do something that the US doesn't like, then of course the US may put a ban on our exports to them. So we are very frightened. In fact, the whole world is afraid of this bully called the United States. They know what the United States is doing is wrong, but no one dares to take action against the United States. Especially as if you take action, you will be alone. You'll be isolated. So nobody dares to come together to take action against the United States because of fear. There will be no mass demonstration against the United States. I mean, sending a small group of people to the US Embassy in Kuala Lumpur is really not helping any. What we need to do is to have persistent demonstrations all over the world, just like the ones you saw in Egypt, for example. That will require massive organization, and I think the Muslim world especially cannot work together in order to organize such a demonstration against the US. So I'm sorry to say, but the world's leaders are really scared stiff of the United States and will not do anything to annoy the United States. It's difficult to predict the future for the Palestinian people. I still see very little hope for them. But with the things happening in Egypt, which for some reason that I cannot understand, had been hostile even to Gaza and to attempts to help Gaza, much less Palestine itself. I do hope that with the new government, which would replace the government of Hosni Mubarak, the new government will be more sympathetic towards attempt to help the Palestinians. So if we can at least help the Palestinians live a normal life, at least they will be better off than they are today. But as to their liberation, as to their being freed from oppression by the Israelis, that is something that will depend on actions such as making war a crime. If you can make war a crime, then even the United States must abide by international law. So if they cannot use force, then there is some hope for the Palestinians. Otherwise, you are going to see these great powers use their military strength in order to oppress their Palestinians, and in that case, of course, the future would be very dark for the Palestinians. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jessica Zakeo. I'm from Mozambique. I'm currently studying Business Information Systems, and my question goes to Associate Professor Dr. Hafizi. And I would like to know, what do you think is the best and most practical way for us as university students to assist the cause of our Palestinian brothers so that they can achieve freedom and justice?
Well, actually, the question is better answered by the young people, because they are more energetic, they are more creative, they are more innovative. So I expect the answers actually come from young people. But if I can share with the audience, there's a university in Germany whereby a student body, what they did is to portray the sufferings of the Palestinians, especially in the West Bank. As we know that there is a separation wall that now separates parts of the West Bank and imprison a large section of the Palestinian people throughout the West Bank. And now the separation wall is snaking across the West Bank from north to south. The distance is about 800 kilometers, and it's about 10 meters high, which prevents Palestinian children from going to school, causing a huge dropout rates. So what this student body in Germany did, they just arranged empty boxes on the street, and they piled them up on top of another, creating a wall. And they just scribble messages on that wall. I'm living on this side, and my relative is on the other side. And we cannot communicate, we cannot see each other. By doing such a simple gesture, the whole world got the message that the separation wall is actually a gross violation of human rights in Palestine. So I'm sure there's so much more that the youth can do for the Palestinian cause.